Hey everyone and welcome back to some more Into the Breach. So, next up we will be doing the desert island. We still need 3 more time pods to finish the loot boxes achievement, which is what I'm hoping for. Which means we can't miss out on any time pod. Anyway, which mission are we going to do first? Defend prototype Renfield bombs. And the battle with less than 4 meg damage. There's a reactor down here as a reward. So let's do this one. Kill at least 7 enemies and protect the power generator. Sounds good. Alright, let's get started. We'll deploy like so. Alright then. Time pod incoming, nice one. We need that. Then we'll need 2 more. Our power grid looks good, we are only missing 1. Okay, that is quite a few enemies. How are we going to do this? We can take a shot with the laser. All other Vec heal 1 at the start of their turn. Yeah, we probably don't want that to be active, I would say. We could take a shot, we can also use the whip. I'm just thinking about it. 3 damage from the Alpha Firefly. Might be a good idea to block this with the pulse mech, since we'll take 0 as a result. But before we do that, can we do anything about the crab? I think the crab is going to hit a building no matter what, unless we just kill it. I might have to ignore the blood scion. We can keep all the buildings safe, but that will involve ignoring the blood scion. Okay, I guess that's what we're going to do. So first of all, let's kill the crab, like this. Then we can block the firefly. We can also push the blood scion into a stinger. That will do a little bit of damage at least. Actually, we can do something fancy. We can push our own mech into the leaper, which will kill the leaper. We'll also take 1 point of damage, but that doesn't really matter. So this is how we're doing it. Actually, we won't take any damage because we give shields to friendly units and buildings. So that was perfect. And now we can still use the electric whip if we really want to. It will damage our own guy, but it will kill 2 units. So I'm thinking it's worth it. Maybe. We can always use targeted strike, which will also kill them both, but it will remove our shield. Yeah, I don't think removing our shield is a good idea, because the Alpha Firefly will do 3 damage. Yeah, we would actually lose the pulse mech if we removed his shield. So that's going to be the end of this turn, I think. I mean, we can use the targeted strike, but it doesn't really make any sense. Unless we use it like this. That will still kill both the Firefly and the Scion. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. Here. That's perfect. And now, next turn. That was a decent start. And we already killed 4 out of required 7. Yep, more stingers. They will just keep spawning in this area. So, what now? We really need to kill the Alpha Firefly. We can do 4 damage with the laser mech, and then we need 1 more. So again, we could do something fancy. Like, take a shot with the burst beam, and then push the Firefly back into our mech. That will kill it. and then we can use the whip on this group. That seems perfect, let's do it like that. We can even do it slightly differently, so... move over here, then take a shot with the laser, and then push with the pulse mech. That way we'll take 0 damage because it will activate a shield. Just like that. Perfect. And now we can use electric whip. Here. Okay, that was a pretty good turn. The time pod is still fine. We don't have to pick it up, we just need it to not get destroyed. There's no risk of that happening right now. Okay, so first protect the buildings. We will use the whip. I quite like the whip. Especially when buildings are immune. And then use the laser. And then we might as well pick up the pod. Here, got the pod. So now we got 2 opened. Oh yeah, right, we have to wait until the end of the mission. But we got 3 out of 5, so we need 2 more to get the achievement. And the coin. Next. Let's have a look. All our pilots are maximum level, so we do not need any experience anymore. Just kill them. Oh, also, hitting the sand tiles creates smoke. And units in smoke cannot attack or repair. So that can be a pretty good way to prevent an attack. There, we are basically done now. That was quite smooth. Oh, that's the last promotion on the pilot. And time pod. What did we get? A reactor core. And +1 mech reactor, nice one. Let's have a look. +1 damage would be nice. We could sacrifice the health to get the damage. It might be best to just wait for 1 more reactor. I don't feel comfortable with only 3 health. But I do want the +1 damage ASAP. We can get +1 move instead. Then we can remove it once we get 1 more reactor. Well, I mean, here's the problem. If we install 1 more reactor, there's nothing to use it for. I don't really want to remove the building chain because that's too useful. We can get it right now, but we'll only have 3 health. Okay, fine. We'll just have to be careful. We'll do the mission that's going to give us a reactor. Then we can get the health back. Okay, sounds good. Let's do that then. Destroy 2 mountains, kill at least 7 enemies, protect the Robotics Lab. Might be hard to get all of these objectives, but I suppose we'll see. Yep, we'll see, I guess. The most important one is the Robotics Lab down here, because that's where the reactor is coming from. Doing 3 damage with the whip is going to be quite helpful. So, let's see, we can chain it nicely. We can kill 3 different enemies with 1 use of the whip. So that's what we're going to do. But before we do that... I could push the centipede. But then the whip will chain through my own mech. However, he will have a shield, so it shouldn't matter too much. The only problem is that the centipede will do 2 damage, and it will do 2 damage on 3 different tiles. Could we just straight up kill it? Not quite, no. No, we can't kill it. What about Alpha Firefly? Yeah, that one is nasty. 3 damage from that one. Tough call. I'm a little bit torn about this. We can push it back. I'm not totally convinced it's actually a good idea, though. It might not be. We need that whip. Here's the problem. If I push like this, it will move the Alpha Leaper into the laser mech. Which I don't necessarily want, because the Alpha Leaper will die from the chain whip anyway. Yeah, I don't know. If only I had +1 movement, then I could attack with the laser from up here. That would be best. But alas, I cannot do that. Alright, we have to do something. It might be best to just use repulse like this. And I'll keep the laser mech where it is. Okay, let's just do it like this. So. Then what? We can take a shot like so. That will do 1 damage to the centipede, and then it will take 1 damage from emerging Vec. I think that will be best. Okay, so like that. And now the building is safe. And we can still use the chain whip. We can also use targeted strike, but I don't see much point. Well, here's the thing. We can't really use the whip because I'll have to stand in the way of the projectile, which will kill me. So that's less than ideal, let's just say. Definitely. So what if we use targeted strike? Any point doing that? Not really. I mean, we can do 1 damage. But there's just not much point doing that. We'll just end our turn. That took long enough. But that was a pretty tough turn right there. So now we will be able to kill the centipede. And no more new Vec spawns on this turn. Okay. So now acid doubles the damage on the unit that's affected by acid. Just something to keep in mind. It can be great against enemy units. Not so good when you are the one affected by acid. So 3 buildings are being threatened. We could step into the acid and give the building a shield. Shouldn't matter too much when we have a shield. And that way we can ignore the Alpha Firefly, because the projectile will get absorbed by the shield. Okay, let's do that then. So we can kill the Firefly, and we can kill the centipede. I would like to block the spawns, but we can't really do that if we want to kill the enemies. So I'll just have to ignore that. Or we can ignore the centipede and block the spawns. One or the other, we can't do both. Oh yeah, hold on. Like this. Down you go. So that leaves us with the lightning mech. We can do something fancy. So block the spawn and then use targeted strike to push the centipede into emerging Vec. That way we'll block 2 different spawns. I like that. Let's do that then. Here. So it will take 1 damage and it will block another spawn. The projectile will get absorbed by the shield and the building resisted. Nice. Okay. We still need to destroy 2 mountains. Might be a good idea to do that. I can do it with 1 shot. Actually, no, I can't do it with 1 shot. Right. We only got 2 more turns to do this. Not a whole lot of time, to be honest. Yeah, I think we should just get started on that. Can't do it with this weapon. I assume we can do it... We can only do it with the laser mech, actually, so we have to do it on this turn and on the next turn as well, if we don't want to fail the objectives. Which we obviously don't. Okay, fine. So kill this. Then take a shot with the laser. That destroys the mountain. And... how much damage does this guy do? 1 damage. We can afford to take 1 damage on the laser mech. Or we can just let the building absorb the damage with the shield. Yeah, that works too. We can block the other spawn. And remove our acid. Yep, looks good. We also have to kill at least 7 enemies. I'm not sure if we can do that. We need 3 more. So on this turn, we would have to kill 3 enemies and destroy 1 mountain. I think we're going to miss out on 1 objective. Which is fine. That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, we'll miss out on 1 objective. Hey, hold on, before we do anything. Let's make sure the buildings will be fine. So... right, hold on. Will the buildings be fine, actually? We can block the shot with the shield. So, like that. Hold on, no. Damn it. Reset the turn. Can't do it like that, because that will actually kill the pulse mech. No, it won't. I didn't look at the turn order. The big guy who does 3 damage goes first, and then the small guy who does 1 damage goes second. So the first shot will remove the shield, that would normally be 3 damage, and then the next shot will do 1 damage. Which means we are actually safe. As an alternative, we can always use the smoke drop. That's acceptable. That will prevent it from attacking. Yeah. I suppose that's safer. So that's what we'll do. And then take a shot with the laser. Destroy the mountain. And that's it. Okay. So we'll get 1 command point and a reactor. That's not a bad outcome. And we didn't lose any power grid. That's the important part. And we got the time pod. Oh no, we didn't. That was the previous mission. Next up, we can do Q&A division. We can do Red Suns. Let's do Red Suns for corporate reputation. But first, we'll get our health back. Alright, Red Suns it is then. Defend the prototype Renfield bombs. So these things. They only have 1 health each. This might be a little bit tricky. Especially with the lightning whip. I don't think they count as buildings, which means they will take damage from the whip. But I need to verify that. So let's check that first. Yeah, they will take damage from the whip, they don't count as buildings. Which means we need to be very careful. We could give them shields, I think. So... how do we do this? Just thinking. Well, we can kill the Stinger. What does the Scion do? All other Vec heal 1 at the start of their turn. Alright, we don't have to care about that too much. Just kill this guy. And then push. This will give the bomb a shield. And it will move it too. Nice. That is actually quite useful. And now we can use the whip on this guy. Here we go. That +1 damage is quite helpful. But the enemies will only get tougher from here. Okay, we got a centipede with 5 health. Alpha centipede. Right. So, first we can block the way. Is that quite safe to do? Sort of. The centipede will go first. And if we block the way like this, the acid will actually damage the firefly. Yep, it will. We'll give ourselves a shield. So now the acid will damage the firefly because it hits 3 tiles like this. And it will cause smoke on that tile. So it will not be able to attack. Nice. Anyway, then we have the laser mech. I can't use the whip next to that bomb. We'll just take a shot. There we go. Good enough. And our lightning mech can't really do anything overly useful, I'm afraid. He can just chill on this turn. So there's the smoke. So now that it's affected by acid, it will take double damage. Not that it matters, because it's down to 1 health, but acid can be very, very helpful. Actually, one of the reasons why I left Industrial Island for last. Because Industrial Island has acid as one of the mechanics, and will have toughest enemies doing the last island. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So now what we can do is push the Alpha Centipede into the smoke. Into the smoke and the acid. Although, I don't think it's safe to dump the bomb into water. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think that's quite safe to do. I think it will destroy it. I'm not actually sure. I never tried to do that. But I already used reset turn. Wait, we didn't use reset turn, did we? I suppose I could always reset if this ends up destroying it. Because I don't actually know if you can dump it into the water safely or not. You can't. Okay, well, good to know. I'll keep that in the mind for the future. We'll do it like this instead. So that gives us a shield, which means we will absorb this attack. And, well, we still can't use the whip. We'll just block the spawn and then take a shot. Like so. Okay, sounds good. And that's it. One more turn. We are in a pretty good shape. No spawn for you, sorry. We are down to 1 health, so better be careful. We wouldn't want to lose any of our pilots. Let's see. Let's just play it safe. So the important part here is to protect our buildings. First push this guy into the smoke and break his attack. And then what? Kill the centipede. Like that. And we have to kill the firefly. The shield will absorb a shot from the firefly, from the other firefly. So like this. Yep. And that's that. We're done. We saved both bombs. So that's +2 corporate reputation. We are up to 4. We can do one more mission and then we have the final mission. It's going to be 1 reputation, 1 power. So the energy will increase our grid defense. What do we want to do? Cataclysm? We could do that one. Take less than 3 grid damage, protect the emergency batteries. Alright, let's do this one. And there's a Cataclysm, which will make terrain collapse. That's a good thing, because it means we can push the Vec into the chasm. Oh, and we got a time pod. So after this time pod, we'll only need 1 more to finish the achievement. We'll probably get that on the last island. I'll try to grab it ASAP. I don't want to risk having it destroyed. So, let's get started. First, we can push the Firefly into the chasm. Like this. There we go. Then we can block the tile and kill the Hornet. So something like this. Kill the Hornet and take a shot with the laser. Here we go. So now they will both die, because this train will collapse. And we got to keep our shield. We got a Scion, that's perfect because he doesn't attack. Okay. Well, this is going to be easy. Let's block all 3 tiles. Like this. And kill it. Good enough. Easy mission is easy. 1 more turn and there's nothing to fight, literally. That's pretty funny. And we're done. Let's see what we got from the time pod. Reactor and the pilot. Mech can act twice if it does not move. Right, we won't be using that one because we got 3 good pilots with a maximum experience. So I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense using that one. No, not really. So, final mission. As in, corporate HQ mission. Final mission of this island. First, let's use the reactor core. I think we'll take the health. 3 health makes me a little bit uncomfortable. That's much better. Destroy the spider leader. Here it is. Throws 2 or 3 spider eggs, okay? Let's get started. So there are the spider eggs. And that's what, 6 health? Something like that. Now we can create smoke on any of these sand tiles. That will come in handy. How do we do this? How many targets can we hit with the laser? No more than 2. Unless... well, actually, we can hit 3 if we want to. And we can give ourselves a shield. That sounds like a good idea. So like this. And then we can hit 3 targets. Okay. And then use the whip. On the spiders. Good start. So that way we'll also block 1 spawn. And the alpha is down to 4 health. Okay, 3 eggs and 1 spawn on this turn. Let's have a look. So what if we take a shot like this? We would have to shield the building, which is probably not worth it. What about electric whip? That would do the job, just need to move out of the way with our pulse mech. We can go up here with the pulse mech and then use electric whip. That seems reasonable. Okay, let's do that. That almost kills the spider leader. We'll take 1 damage from the firefly, which is acceptable, and then we'll take another damage from blocking the emerging spawn. Yep, that is fine. I can always use the smoke, but I don't think it's worth wasting smoke for this. We'll still have 2 health left, that's fine. Kill the spider. And that's going to be it. Yeah, I'm not going to waste the smoke drop. We'll save it for the next turn. Or the turn after. Especially since we can give ourselves shield to any of our mechs. Alright. So first we obviously need to protect the corporate tower. That will only require 1 shot, but I think the laser mech is the only unit that can actually do this. Yep, seems like it. So hold on. I need to think about this. We can push the firefly into the smoke and make it adjacent to the spider egg. And then we can use the chain whip, the electric whip, whatever. And we'll also give ourselves a shield. Yep, sounds good. Perfect. Like this. Goodbye. And now the laser. To protect the corporate tower. Going well. And that's going to be the last turn. All we really have to do is protect the corporate tower. We already killed the spider leader, so that's 1 objective. We might as well ignore the blood scion. It will just heal the other Veg at the start of their turn, but this is the last turn, so it literally doesn't matter at all. Just make sure no buildings will take damage. So, hold on. Not yet. Actually, yeah, that's the best way. That's a kill. And we should probably push the crab in this direction. Or we can use the smoke, that works too. Kill the spider. Alright, let's use the smoke. Doesn't really make a big difference. And that's it, we win. That's a lot of smoke. So that gives us 7 corporate reputation. Now we can spend it. I think I'm going to sell the pilot. That will give us 2 reputation. What's on sale? Rock launcher. Prime class weapon. Now this matters because you can still use this weapon on other classes, but it will require more energy. So it's not completely restricted to Prime. It's just that it will require more energy. We could buy it. I can move targeted strike to any of these guys. It is actually pretty nice. Or at least it can be useful. What else is available? Punch an adjacent tile, damaging and pushing it to the left. Ranged class weapon. Enemies do +1 damage against other enemies. I don't like that too much. Punch an adjacent tile, damaging it and pushing it to the left. Not amazingly useful. I think I'll grab the rock launcher. We can make it do damage. Alright, let's grab the rock launcher. It's an obstacle, so it might come in handy. We'll sell the pilot. Then we can get 2 reactor cores and either boost our grid or still buy something. I think I'll just boost our grid defense. I like having targeted strike. I like having smoke drop. So... yeah, sounds good. 2 reactor cores. As an alternative, we could always sell targeted strike, for example, and get 1 more reactor core. But no, we're good. Okay, 24%. That's much better. Now we can use the cores. Who is going to get the cores? Well, obviously activate the rock launcher. And maybe extra movement. We could give the lightning back +1 move. And then once we get another reactor, we can remove the move and get +1 damage for the rock launcher. That seems reasonable. So here we go. And that's the island done. Next up we'll be doing the industrial island. And we only need 1 more time pod to get the achievement. However, that's the end of this episode, so thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.